Okay, picture this. It's 1789. We're talking a really brutal Maine winter. Halliwell is just gripped by ice. The Kennebec River, solid, like completely frozen over. And then, bam, a man's body, frozen solid right there in the ice. It's chilling, literally. But this discovery is clearly more than just that, right? It hints at something deeper, mysteries, and a real struggle for justice in a pretty unforgiving world. So today we're going to dive deep into Ariel Lawhon's bestseller, The Historical Mystery, The Frozen River. Our mission really is to unpack this story, getting to its historical roots, what makes it tick, and why it's grabbed so many readers and critics. We've looked at excerpts, summaries, reviews, the whole lot to kind of bring you the essence of it. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding this really compelling book. It blends, history, great investigation, and a powerful human element. Lawhon just throws us right into this stark setting. 1789, like you said, one of the worst winters ever recorded in Halliwell, Maine. It sounds incredibly harsh. And then the inciting incident, Joshua Burgess's body found frozen in the river. But it's not just a random death, is it?
No, not at all. And that's where the intrigue really starts building fast. Because Burgess, this man they find, he wasn't exactly uncontroversial. He had already been accused of a pretty brutal assault on a young woman. So his death immediately stirs things up. It's not a clean slate. And you quickly get the sense that there are these whispers, these other dark secrets kind of swirling around the community. It's clear this won't be simple.
Right, so you have secrets, tension, this backdrop of assault. Who steps into that situation to find the truth? Especially in that era where a woman's voice often didn't carry much weight.
Exactly. And that brings us to Martha Ballard. She's just fascinating. She's not, a formal detective. She's the local midwife, the healer. And really unusually, she also acts as a kind of unofficial coroner's assistant. This gives her this unique position of trust within the community. And what's incredible is that Martha is based on a real person, a real 18th century midwife whose diary, it spanned 27 years, I think. That diary was Lawhon's inspiration. It's an amazing starting point.
Wow, okay, a real diary. So what does that specific role, midwife, healer, allow her to do? How does that make her the investigator here?
Well, think about her access. Midwives went everywhere, into every home practically. They saw people at their most vulnerable: birth, death, illness. She uses her meticulous diary entries, yes, but also her deep ingrained knowledge of the townspeople. It's not just medical notes. She connects dots others wouldn't. She pieces together timelines, secrets, long buried scandals, as the sources say. She notices things, a mark on a body, how someone behaves, details others overlook or dismiss.
So she's observing constantly.
But it raises that key question, doesn't it? How do you pursue truth in a world ruled by men where speaking out is genuinely dangerous for her? Her methods have to be quiet, observant. They work because they operate within her accepted role as a woman, as a midwife. It's clever.
Yeah, that makes sense. It feels like her struggle is bigger than just this one death. And you mentioned the river. How does Lawhon use that? The frozen river itself. It feels symbolic.
Oh, absolutely. It's much more than just the place they found the body. The frozen river works beautifully as a metaphor throughout the book. It represents the icy grip of injustice you feel in the town, the rigid social structures. And at the same time, it symbolizes all those hidden truths beneath the surface that Martha's trying to uncover.
Like things are trapped under the ice.
Exactly. The secrets, the resentments, the way that harsh winter kind of freezes everything, including maybe progress or truth. Martha's fight isn't just against a killer. She's pushing against power, corruption, the town's desire to keep things buried. It's dangerous work.
It sounds incredibly atmospheric. Does Lawhon manage to keep the mystery moving, or does it sometimes feel like, just a history lesson with all those details?
That's something Lawhon does really well, I think. She avoids that trap. It's described as an immersive portrait of 18th century New England, and it truly is. She weaves together the midwifery, the crime investigation, and Martha's own determination seamlessly. And the historical details, childbirth practices, legal stuff from the 1700s, they aren't just sprinkled in, they're integral. For example, Martha's midwifery knowledge gives her actual insights into the physical evidence, into people's lives.
So it informs her investigation directly.
Precisely. It makes her methods feel authentic to her time and role, not just like a modern detective dropped into the past. It brings her world to life with this icy realism. You feel the cold, the stakes, while the mystery just keeps pulling you forward.
Okay, yeah, I can see why it's been so successful then. A New York Times bestseller, Good Morning America pick, NPR Book of the Year. That's quite the list. Critics call it things like historical fiction at its most atmospheric, part mystery, part feminist testament.
And Martha herself is a huge part of that appeal. She really stands out. Described as intelligent, courageous, and fiercely committed to truth, even when everything's stacked against her.
That kind of character really draws you in.
It does. And the way Lawhon tells the story adds to it. The pacing is interesting. It's compared to the slow thaw of winter. It's steady, deliberate, full of tension, and then suddenly revelations break through like cracking ice. It's very effective.
So it builds gradually, then delivers.
Right. It really blends the suspense you want from a crime novel with genuine emotional depth and character study. Ultimately, like one review said, it's not just a murder investigation. It's a story of courage, justice, and the quiet power of women in a world determined to overlook them. And yeah, if you like books like, say, The Alienist or The Paris Library, maybe The Whalebone Theater, this one's definitely worth checking out. Similar blend of history, mystery, strong characters.
So wrapping up our deep dive into the frozen river, it really comes across as this mesmerizing mix. You got mystery, deep history, and incredible resilience. It's a powerful reminder of how historical fiction can, amplify voices that were often ignored and explore these universal fights for justice. Makes you think about the impact of these kinds of stories, especially ones grounded in real lives like Martha Ballard's.
Absolutely. And exploring Martha's world really underscores that even in the absolute harshest, most frozen times, when truth seems buried under layers of ice and silence, that drive for truth, for justice, it can still find a way to crack through. It kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? How many other truths are out there, hidden in plain sight, just waiting for someone with that kind of courage, that unique perspective to bring them to light?